Hey gaming fans! So today I have another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile, and this one is based on Death Frog, which I believe is supposed to be called Death Frog, but they changed it for the North Americans. But anyways, yeah, so the concept of this deck is really just to get out 3 Death Frogs and play Death Croaking, which when you activate this, it destroys all cards your opponent controls. Then you'll have your Death Frogs out to attack. So anyways, let's get to the deck. So the first, obviously, we play 3 Death Frogs. They're your key combo part, and I'll explain how to get all 3 of them out anyways. But it does have its own little built-in effect that can try to get these things out in the field using Tadpoles, which is another card, but I'm not playing that route. But it's a 1900 level 5, so you can't just normal summon it, you'll have to tribute summon it. But also, I play a card that'll help special summon this card. So for the next one, we obviously play Ronin Totem, because Ronin Totem is, his card text says, his name is treated as Death Frog while it's face up on the field. So you can get, any combination of these guys out to get to your 3 for Death Croaking. But anyways, yeah, so also the fact that he can just recur himself from the graveyard. Everybody uses Ronin Totem if you play a frog deck. You basically just remove a frog from your graveyard to special summon Ronin Totem from the graveyard. Then the next frog is 3 of the Dupe Frog. And also these things have pretty good defense, 2000 defense, so you can set them and hope that they survive. But Dupe Frog, he's also a Death Frog while he's on the field. So again, more resources to get out get your Death Croaking working. And then your opponent cannot select another monster as an attack target while that card's on the field. So basically they have to attack this guy. And when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you get to add a frog monster from your deck, except Dupe Frog. So you'll probably add your Ronin Totem or the next target, which is Swap Frog. Again, the pretty standard frog lineup. Swap Frog is you could discard 1 water monster to special summon this card from your hand. And then when this card is summoned, normal or special, you could send 1 level 2 or lower Aqua type monster from your deck to your hand. And then once per turn, you can return 1 monster you control from your hand to normal summon 1 frog monster. So he just helps to get the frogs out. Obviously, you're going to send, again, Ronin Totem to the graveyard with his effect, just to get that Ronin Totem going. He doesn't have any good attack or defense stats, but he's not really used for that anyways. Then for a little bit of muscle in the deck, I put in Submarine Frog. So this is during battle between this attacking card and the defense position card, whose defense is lower, pretty much just piercing, inflicted the damage. So he's 1200 level 2, so he's pretty good to just punch over some of the monsters your opponents might have. Plus we have a card that'll help boost his effect, or his damage anyways. And then the last, which is not really a frog, it's a toad, just like your Ronin Totem, Performapal Turn Toad. And the reason why I'm using this guy is because a lot of these cards have 2000 defense, especially the Ronin Totem that can keep coming back. And this guy's effect, he's a pendulum monster, but you put him in the pendulum zone, and then once per turn, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field and switch its current attack and defense. So you can target your opponent's monsters if you need to, and maybe if they have like 0 defense, you could switch it over so they have 0 attack. Or you could switch over your Ronin Totem or your Dupe Frog to make them 2000 attackers. Just a funny little trick. He also has the same effect if you summon him as a monster, that once per turn during your battle phase, you can target 1 monster you control, change its battle position, and if you do, switch the current attack until the end of turn. So you can do that with your Dupe Frogs and your Ronin Totems. So that's pretty much it for my frog lineup, frogs and toads. Now let's get into the spells. So like I said, we are definitely playing 3 of the key card here, Death Croaking. It's just a fun deck, so I wouldn't take this as being completely serious, but it's still fun to be able to blow up all your opponent's cards and then leave yourself with a full field of frogs. And to help out, I play 1 Monster Reborn. Again, you could steal a monster from your opponent's side of the field, or graveyard, and use it against them. So if you blow up the field, you get to steal one of their monsters from the graveyard, or you could just use it on your own frog for whatever reason. Salvage, because you might get some of your frogs in the grave that you might want to bring back. So salvage will add 2 of those frogs from your your graveyard to your hand because they're all under 1500 attack. To help the deck, because it is kind of combo-centric, we're going to have Moray of Greed. So return 2 water monsters from your hand to your deck, then draw 3 cards. So say your hand is pretty crappy, especially if you have Death Frogs in your hand. You don't want them there. You want them back in the deck. So shuffle them back into the deck, draw 3 new cards. Then to help with the little bit more of an attack and kind of a side strategy, Terraforming, and then 3 Wetlands. So Wetlands is, again, a key card in a lot of frog decks. All Aqua type water level 2, which is all your frogs, gain 1200 attack. So that's why I'm playing the Submarine Frogs, because now you got a 2400 piercing frog. So that's pretty fun. Also, if you use your Turn Toad, you can change your Dupe Frogs and your Ronin Totems to 2000 attack, and then add that 1200 on top. So that's kind of fun too. Then we got, to pull out the Death Frogs, we got Infernal Reckless Summon. So this is part of the key combo here. So basically, you activate this only when a monster with 1500 or less attack is special summoned to your side of the field, while your opponent controls face-up monster or monsters. Then you special summon all cards with the same name as the special summon monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard in face-up attack position. Your opponent selects 1 face-up monster they control and does the same thing. So you're going to have your combo pretty much set up to go with your Death Croaking anyway, so you're going to blow up all their monsters. So you're not going to care, I mean, unless they're putting out something that's going to float and give them resources, but in most cases you're going to hopefully destroy all their cards and go for game. So what you're going to do is you're going to special summon the Ronin Totem with his own effect. He comes out to the field. He's now considered Death Frog. Activate Infernal Reckless Summon. Then you get to summon 3 of the actual Death Frogs. So now you got the 3 1900 beaters on the field. Plus you have a Ronin Totem to work with. You know, you can bring out whatever. You can bring back more frogs if you can, and just try and attack and push for game. I wouldn't say that this is exactly always going to be a 1-turn kill, but it could do some pretty serious damage. So that's it for the spells, and on to the traps. So I just decided to play these Paleozoic cards. I don't have a whole lot of them. I know there's a lot better ones than the ones I'm using, but these are the ones I could get my hands on. So this is the Canadia. I'll just call it Canada. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, change it to face-down defense position, and then once per chain, when a trap card is activated, while this card's in your graveyard, special summon it as an Aqua, Water, level 2, 1200 attack, and 0 defense. So pretty much you get to use the effect, and then after that, when you activate a trap card, it becomes a 1200 Aqua monster, which works with Wetlands, so then it could become a 2400 beater just right out of the graveyard. So it's kind of like your kind of other part of this deck is to swarm with 2400 beaters. So I play one of those because, you know, targeting a face-up monster your opponent controls and changing it to defense position only works on every monster except Link's monsters, so you got to be careful with that. And then I play 3 of the Hallucinogenia, I think that's how you say it. Target 1 face-up monster on the field. Its attack and defense become half its current attack and defense until the end of turn. So it's pretty good. I mean, it can make your opponent a lot weaker, especially if your 2000 attackers out there and they go to attack. You can just reduce their attack and probably kill them. And then Pika, I don't know how to say that. So you discard 1 Paleozoic card and then draw 2 cards. So it's a little bit of a draw engine as well. And this will set up your graveyard with some nice trap monsters. So every time you activate one of these cards, if you have another one in your graveyard, you get to summon a monster. So again, part of your OTK, if you've got it set up properly. And this just gives you a little bit of draw power. So that's pretty much the deck. I don't have an extra deck for this. You could. You can definitely use that Totally Awesome card. I don't have one, but one day if I get one, I'll probably, include it. But there's other level or rank 2 monsters you could throw in here. I didn't bother to put it together because it's really just a combo fun deck, just to try and pull it off and get your your death frogs out and do a little bit of damage. So that's really what the deck is for. Anyways, hope you like the deck. Throw in some ideas. Let me know what you think, what you would take out, what you would put in. Obviously, you don't need to play the Paleozoics. This is just an added touch. You can play defensive traps. You can play whatever you want. You can play some negation. And you know, just try and kill your opponent with frogs. Anyways, hope you liked the video. Hope you subscribe. Talk to you later.